So a lot of you are asking me, how do I know how much protein? How do I know how to eyeball it? How do I know if it's a cup or if it's not a cup, or if should I have 5 shrimp? Should I have 6 shrimp? Should I have 4 meatballs? Should I have 3 meatballs? We're all so different. Someone posted, my bread is 150 calories for 2 slices. Should I have 2 slices of bread or should I have 1 slice of bread? Like, I personally find 1 slice of bread works for me. Some people find 2 works for them. It really is trial and error and finding your best system. Everyone is different. Everyone has to figure out their best system. So you really just have to trust the process. It's only been a couple of days. You gotta kind of give it trial and error, and you gotta keep just whatever you do, you have to track it. So whatever times you're eating, whatever water you're drinking, whenever you are having your meals, whatever you are trying, you have to track it, because you're gonna learn best from yourself. And that's the most empowering part of this program, is you're not going to be dependent on me being on your shoulder telling you precisely prescriptive what to do every minute. You're going to start to figure out your best system, and that's the best part. A lot of people are asking, what's coconut oil, MCT oil, ghee? A lot of people are asking, like, what are these? They're fats. They're all fats. And Alyssa, you're asking, like, what's MCT oil, coconut oil? They're fats. They're accessories. They, if they're not listed in the food list, you should just be able to look at the nutrition panel, see that they're pure fats. They have several grams of fat. They don't have any protein or fiber in them. They're absolutely accessories. So you want to be measuring them, tracking them well, and ideally using them to eat more veggies. So coconut oil to like saute up a big stir fry, delicious. Ghee to like saute up some shaved Brussels sprouts, yummy. But certainly accessories are high in fat, really concentrated in calories and fat, and a little bit goes a long way in eating more vegetables. What other questions? How much oil do you use to saute? I really recommend watching the cooking recipe videos. I like to use spray as much as possible. So I really tend to use spray, olive oil spray, coconut oil spray as often as I can. And I usually only use oil in salad dressings and things like that, because I find you can cook a lot of food just using olive oil spray or coconut oil spray. So you're not overdoing it, and it's just enough to get the nonstick and coat the pan without being excessive with it. I tend to not use like oil to saute at all, and if I do, I try to go 1 teaspoon at a time. So that's really what I recommend, is start with 1 teaspoon and then go from there. And if you use 1 teaspoon of oil to saute and you still want to get the veggies or whatever you're cooking moist, you can also add a splash of broth. And adding a splash of like chicken broth when you're sauteing a big stir fry or something really helps to like cook everything through without using excess oil. And broth is a nice freebie, and you'll be surprised at how much like broth goes a long way. You can see me using that trick in the bacon and Brussels sprouts recipe. So this is a big question. A lot of people are saying they work night shifts, or their kids are in baseball games, or they wake up early. And a lot of people want me to tell them what time to eat their meals. I cannot do that. I cannot tell every single person when they should be eating. I can't tell myself when I should be eating because my days are so different. I've never told a private client who spends a fortune for my private attention and answers, I've never told them what times they should be eating. We're all different. Every day is different. I like to have my breakfast somewhere in between, 6:45 and 7:45. I try to have my lunches somewhere between 11:30 and 1:30. I try to have my dinner somewhere between 5:30 and 7, but like every day is different. You have to take your tracker and you have to write it in. I've worked with a lot of overnight nurses. We have a lot of people who are working overnight shifts. You gotta just look at it of like, what are your waking hours? How can you schedule in your breakfast, your definition of breakfast, lunch, and dinner into it? And that's why in the tracker, last minute, I was like, we need to include a time space, because a lot of people find earlier dinners help people with weight loss. Pushing off lunches or having a snack at a certain time really help with weight losses. Writing in your time in the tracker is what's going to get you realizing what works best for you. So a lot of people are asking like, my day is going to be hectic. I have a meeting then. I like to work out at this hour and this hour. You have to use your tracker and you have to figure out your best system. A lot of people like to exercise first thing in the morning. So some people are asking me, I exercise at 5. Should I be eating something before and something after? Everyone's different because some people like to work out with just water in their system. I know a lot of people who like to have what they call a fasted workout. They just like to drink water before their morning workout, and then they like to have a plate of breakfast. Other people like to split it up. They like to have their FFC before their workout, like an apple before the workout, and then they like to have Shakeology right after the workout and split up their breakfast. Other people like to do everything before. They like to have the full plate of breakfast before their workout and then just drink tons of water afterwards. All good. I find for me, it kind of depends on what time my class is and when I work out. So everyone is different. Everyone has to figure out their best system. So you really just have to trust the process. It's only been a couple of days. Got to kind of give it trial and error, and you got to keep just whatever you do, you have to track it. So whatever times you're eating, whatever water you're drinking, whenever you are having your meals, whatever you are trying, you have to track it because you're going to learn best from yourself. And that's the most empowering part of this program is you're not going to be dependent on me being on your shoulder, telling you precisely prescriptive what to do every minute. You're going to start to figure out your best system, and that's the best. I know it sounds too good to be true because we've never been told that there is another way, but there is another way. And I have it. I promise you there's no one walking around like France and Greece all day who's a healthy weight, who's necessarily thinking about their macros and calories all day. There is a more freeing and positive approach to eating that I will show you that is super effective and makes you so you're not dependent on these things long term. This is very different than calorie counting. I'll explain why I don't believe in counting calories or points right now if you want. Do you guys want me to talk about that? Because I could talk about that. I could totally talk about how this compares to keto, how this compares to calorie counting, how this compares to points and all that stuff. Yeah. Okay, so I don't believe in counting calories for a couple of reasons. One is they're inaccurate. And I think, I'm getting a lot of likes. Okay, so I'm thinking that that's what I should talk about. Calorie counting, first off, is not accurate. The FDA actually allows food companies a 20% deviation in food labeling, which is really crazy. So basically, when you get a 100-calorie pack of pretzels from Nabisco or something, that 100-calorie bag of pretzels could actually be 119 calories and still be legal. And so people counting calories of thinking they need 1,700 calories a day in order to lose weight, if they're eating food that's labeled as such, they could be eating closer to 2,100 calories a day. And that could be a difference of about 35 pounds a year that they're gaining while they're trying to lose weight and count calories. So that's one reason why people can't calorie count on a day-to-day basis, because so much of it is inaccurate. Now, you will see that I do talk about calories when I talk about how to shop for food products. And if you look at my Instagram page, Alana Molston, you'll see I use calories as a comparative value because it's something to look at and understand, when choosing products and understanding what a good snack is. And you shouldn't have a snack bar that's 600 calories that's considered a snack. You should have something closer to the beach bar that's about 150 calories for a snack. So I'll explain to you in calories in the perspective of how to choose smart foods. And so you're, choosing foods that are helping you lose weight and feel satisfied, not sabotaging you. But in terms of counting calories on a day-to-day basis, I don't believe in it because one, it's inaccurate, and two, it really messes with your relationship with food in your body. Because one, it creates this paranoia of I need to eat this amount, I need to eat this amount. And you're never really eating according to what you need because you're really relying so much on this outwardly system. And what people do when they're counting calories or points is they save up all day so they can go to an Italian restaurant at night and use them all and all of that, which is definitely not healthy for a positive relationship with food and weight loss. Also, calories aren't equal. We actually process proteins in a very different way than we take in fats and carbohydrates. And so it doesn't really make sense to look at all calories as equal in that way. So you will still eat carbs with this plan, you'll still eat protein with this plan, you'll still eat vegetables with this plan and all this stuff, but you're going to learn when to eat which food group for your best optimal weight loss, energy, and mindset. And you'll realize that calories aren't equal in that way, that just because, a loaf of bread is within your point system, you're probably going to feel really crabby if that's all you're eating in a day. And the other thing with calories is that it messes with their ability to learn what their body really needs, right? Because I know so many people who feel full and satisfied, want to just go to sleep, but like their calorie counting or points app is telling them that they still have, 300 calories. So what do? It's like 9 o'clock at night, they start going into the fridge because they can, and not really because they need to. So I find it totally messes with people's relationship with food. It makes you completely reliant on it. And then when you come into like Christmas season or holiday season, and you can't calorie count when you're at a potluck and you're at your grandma's house, you just don't. And then if you're not going to be counting, you might as well be off, and you never really result into a positive relationship with food in your body. You're always on or off. And this program, like, you're never off. With the 2B mindset, there is no cheating. If you have, eggnog on Christmas, you'll realize like how to prioritize it in a way that you're really actually fully enjoying, and you could still lose weight before New Year starts, not after. This program is so freeing in that way. And also I find that the calorie and the macro counting and the points counting, they totally make us scared of food because they create a barrier between people and food. So, instead of calling it a sweet potato, you're now calling it 5 points or 300 calories. And so when you're off and you're not counting the calories or the macros or the points, you're like, oh God, I have to go back to that in order to eat well. Whereas with the 2B mindset, like, if you're eating a sweet potato and 2 chicken thighs and broccoli and, balsamic vinaigrette, then you're going to be thinking in food, and you're going to be realizing what food is best for you and your body. So in 5 years from now, when you want to lose 5 more pounds for a wedding or something, you'll just go back to eating, oh, you know what? I was really enjoying that sweet potato and chicken thighs and broccoli meal. Like, let me get that back in my life. And you're not going to be scared of food because you're no longer going to be hiding behind a point system or a macro system or a calorie counting system. You're going to be really trusting yourself and your body around food. And that's one of the most positive things that come out of this program is people relieve that fear that they used to have around food, and they start to really appreciate it more.